7 couples brought together to find their happily ever after, just like Shrek and Fiona, or Donkey and Dragon. In this video, I'm going to be telling you everything you need to know about Season 7 of Happily Ever After. The episode opened up with the trailer that was already released, and I previously made a video on said trailer. However, this time was a bit different because they revealed the 7th mystery couple, and it was Bilal and Shaeeda, who honestly are a missed opportunity because we've already seen them on the last season, and on this season, the first episode, their drama is still the same drama that they had on the tell-all, with Shaeeda not getting along with Shaeeda, Bilal's other ex. He likes to go for girls with names that sound very similar.
That's suspicious.
This was 100% a miscast by the producers, but hey, it wouldn't be the first time that happened.
I love being married.
Nice. What's that, guys? Yeah, I'll tell him. We wanted to see Hamza and Memphis on this season. First couple we see is Jenny and Sumit, and they're roller skating. However, Jenny takes a bit of a fall. Help, I've fallen and can't get back up. Jenny's 63 years young from Cali, and Sumit is 33 years old from India. Jenny tells the audience that her and Sumit have been married for about 2 months, and it's the happiest they've ever been in their relationship. Sumit then tells the audience the funny story about him and Jenny met. He was working at a call center, and he started chatting up with Jenny on social media, and then he pretended to be somebody else. So he pretended that he was this beater male model when he was really this big, handsome, ripped stud named Sumit. What can I say? Jenny just pulls all these young, handsome dudes. They're just lining up the door to break those hips.
Yay.
I made a lot of videos on Sumit and Jenny, so definitely check out those videos. But yeah, after about 9 years of dating with ups and downs, they are finally in a good place.
So I went all the way to India to meet him in person. And we continued a few more years in a long-distance relationship until I finally decided to move to India to marry Sumit.
The good news for Jenny is since dating Sumit, she's learned how to season her food. The bad news is she learned in the worst way because his mom put her to work in the kitchen. And Summit's mother actually hates Jenny because she wants him to end up with an Indian girl and not an old lady like Jenny. If you're not familiar with this couple, they're mad entertaining to watch because of the cultural differences, the age differences, and then also the fact that his parents constantly try to break them up.
I found out that Sumit had a secret.
I didn't tell Jenny that I'm married.
Fun fact, about 90% of marriages in India are arranged marriages, and they only have a 1% divorce rate, which is honestly impressive statistic-wise. I mean, here in the United States, the divorce rate is 44%. Sumit has a huge problem with lying, and we could see that by how he didn't tell Jenny that he was married when he was with her, and she found out the hard way on camera. They captured her live freak out on camera, but he was in an arranged marriage with a girl that his parents thought would be a great match for him in India.
After a while, I finally get divorced and Jenny come back to India.
Scandalous, I know, but what took Jenny by surprise was the fact that the final boss wasn't his ex-wife. The final boss was his mother.
मैं बिल्कुल नहीं छोड़ना चाहती इसके साथ।
क्यों नहीं?
मैं बिल्कुल ही छोड़ दे जेनी इसको।
I'd like to tell you about today's video sponsor, Arup. Arup is a marvel of science, which can also be described as a water bottle with a scented pod on top. Most of us think we taste with our tongues, and that's partially correct. The tongue reads basic flavor information, for example, sweet, sour, salty, bitter. But your nose contains receptors that decodes the flavors you really love, for example, coffee and apples. Here's how it works. It's super easy. You fill up your water bottle with tap water or bottled water, depending on your preference. You put your scented cap on top, and then you pull it up and drink. Oh, wow. It makes a funny sound when you drink because it lets air into the bottle with each sip. The pod fills the air with 100% natural flavor. I got the peach flavor and it's currently my favorite. Lately, I've been getting more physically active and going on jogs around my neighborhood, and my happy thought is coming home to drink this ice cold beverage. I keep it in the fridge. I'll just throw my bottle in the fridge with the cap on top. I come back, take it out of the fridge, immediately drink. I don't know about you guys, but I always crave juice, like orange juice, apple juice, but the problem is there's a lot of sugar in juice, and in Arup, in the pods, there is no calories and there is no sugar, so you get that craving out of the way for juice without actually drinking juice and putting all that excess sugar in your body. If y'all are interested in getting started with Arup, I promise it's worth the investment. Click the link in the bio of this video. It helps out our channel immensely and is greatly appreciated. Now let's continue to roast this couple. That scene of Sumit pleading with his parents to bless his relationship with Jenny seemed like something out of a soap opera. It was so dramatic, and his mom made it 20 times worse. She actually threatened Sumit that if he goes through with marrying Jenny, she will take her own life. What about when the dad called Jenny 100 years old? Something to add to this messy relationship is the fact that Sumit and Jenny got married without telling his parents. Before Jenny and Sumit got married, she tried to get the parents' blessing, and the parents said this: "We are not going to stop you, but we are not going to support you." A rational human being would understand what they said, as they still do not approve of you marrying their son. But Jenny is not a rational human being. She took this as a green light to go get married to Sumit, and that's exactly what she did, and she proved a lot of people wrong, me included. I actually didn't think that they would go through with it. Their wedding transmogs go so hard. Damn, Sumit killing the game with the gold vest, my guy.
We're worried that his parents will come to find out that we're married through someone else, so they'll come and try to take him away. They've done it before, and I know that they're going to try and do it again.
Imagine being almost 70 years old and still running with your man behind his parents' back. What's really perplexing about Sumit and Jenny's mindset is that they keep seeking this validation and approval from his parents, but they constantly lie to his parents. So like, how do you expect them to approve of your relationship when they constantly catch you in a lie? Jenny and Sumit are eating out and snacking on some salty lemony water, which I guess is a thing in India. They're having a casual conversation talking about how great the past 2 months have been until Sumit drops an absolute bombshell on Jenny, and that's the fact that his parents are coming over tomorrow and he would love if she was there too.
I don't want to spoil this happiness, but the thing is now it's too late. I already invited them.
Typical Sumit behavior, way to stay on brand, bro, and not give your girl a heads up that your judgmental parents that already hate her are coming over to the house. And here's the real zinger, folks. Sumit plans to tell them to their face that he got married to Jenny without telling them first. Sumit says to the audience, I know it's hard for Jenny to understand, but I can't keep this from my parents because they are the only people that love me unconditionally. You're trolling if you don't think Jenny loves you unconditionally. She left behind family and friends, her entire livelihood in America, to be on this roller coaster of a relationship with you, and you don't think she loves you unconditionally?
It just was something that he did. I feel like I'm tricked into this.
Sumit must secretly get off on putting Jenny in uncomfortable situations. It doesn't make much sense to me. Like, if you were gonna tell your parents anyway, you should have just been a man about it and told them before you married Jenny. If I was your parents, I'd be more pissed now because not only did you get married without telling me, I didn't even get to go to my kid's wedding. Let's find the silver lining though. As messed up as this is gonna be enjoyable to watch for the viewers. Mwah, mwah, mwah. You know that his mom might actually strangle Jenny this time. Next we see Shai and Bilal playing in the snow. I'm actually surprised that they're on this season of Happily Ever After because I thought they weren't gonna work out.
Y'all ain't gonna last.
You know what the most disrespectful part of that was for me to watch as a viewer is the fact that Bilal actually came over to Jabri and tried to like give him some advice to not act on emotion and remain cool, calm, and collected and keep his composure. He said that before Jabri actually turned on him and said that his relationship with Shai wasn't gonna work out. And the one that you say is gonna work out is Mohamed and Eve.
Sparkle's better get his girl. She keeps eyeballing Kobe's meat. My friend, Yourwetsock got super thanks on the channel. Be sure to tip him or I'll use you for a green card next.
I'm Bilal. I'm 43 years old and this is my wife, Shaeeda.
Bilal and Shai have been married for 7 weeks. We just saw them on the 90 Day Fiancé tell-all, so they literally went from that show to Happily Ever After, when I feel like you should give them a little bit of space to figure things out and see if they last after a year. Like, I think there should be some kind of time requirement before going on Happily Ever After, because 7 weeks isn't a good indicator whether their relationship is going to work out or not. It just doesn't seem like enough time. After throwing snowballs at each other, they go to Chili's or whatever the best restaurant is in Kansas City. Shai ordered an iced tea. When it arrives, she realized that she doesn't like the iced tea, so she tries to get a sip of Bilal's drink, and he's like, you will never get this, la 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 la.
Now we're like officially married, almost like 2 months.
I felt like everything happened so quickly.
Oh, they're putting me to sleep already. What a miscast this was. Why don't we just skip their segment until something interesting happens? Next we see Usman's new music video, and it's an absolute shitter. I can't play it because I don't want to get copyrighted, but it literally sounds like this. Dub it, dub it, dub it. Always dub it. I love when foreigners make songs and then they use English words, but it's just repeating the same word over and over again. I wouldn't lie to you guys, just take my word for it. Usman's music is actual ear cancer. But the funniest part about this is that Kim is listening to his song and watching this music video in her dentist's office. Her dentist pretends like she's heard Usman's music before.
I like that video. Soulja Boy.
Honestly, I wish I had a cap so I could throw it at the camera. This is ridiculous. This dentist is gonna pretend like she's heard Usman's music before. What, on the radio? You've heard it on Spotify? Doubtful. It's actually crazy to watch Usman troll his way to America by going on the show 90 Day Fiancé with a fan like him. She started off as a fan, DMing him and glorifying him because he was a D-list celebrity on the show. Next thing you know, they're in a relationship and she's the first fan to go on the show.
I like that video. Soulja Boy. So that's your man, huh, girl?
He's so hot.
He's a good-looking man.
Thanks, girl.
You go, girl.
Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments, but I think the world would genuinely be a better place if we stopped telling people what we assume they want to hear. See, what the dentist really wanted to say, and maybe I'm paraphrasing here, is you're a cringe 51-year-old lady, Kim, that's about to get finessed.
I was married for 20 years. It was bad, though. Really bad. After that, I said I was never going to get married, never fall in love, just go and bang somebody out every once in a while.
Ew, I've never actually heard a woman say that out loud, especially an older woman. Can we get a replay of that?
Bang somebody out every once in a while.
Just goes to show when you hold yourself to a high standard, you attract a king. Her son Jamal must be so proud of watching his mom say stuff like this on TV.
And then I met Usman.
In this first episode, when every couple's introduced, they do a flashback and talk about their relationship ups and downs and what led them to the position that they're in right now. Kim and Usman are no different, and when she starts talking about how her relationship with Usman developed, we see a lot of fan behavior. Kim says, I met Usman, aka Soulja Boy, online. He's a Nigerian rapper and an up-and-coming star. I DM'd him first. Outside of the people that watch the show, no one knows about his music. He's not an up-and-coming star, not an up-and-coming rapper. Every song this guy makes sounds like when we used to fuck around on that T-Pain app when we were kids. Speaking of T-Pain, he made a huge comeback on Twitch. His Twitch intro is the dopest intro I've seen on Twitch. I'm gonna link it in my bio. In addition to rhyming mansion with Wisconsin, T-Pain is also goated because he owns his financial shortcomings and the bad decisions that he made in the past, whereas Kim doesn't, because on the show she's constantly tried to buy Usman's love. She even sided with Mike at the tell-all because they were on the same season together and started bashing Jimena.
This is a good dude, and my heart is breaking for him right now.
What an L stance this was. Kim saw herself in Mike, which was not a flex. Mike actually promised to financially support Jimena so that she would quit her job being a cam girl and only be in a relationship with him. So he offered to financially support Jimena only to try and turn that into financial domination and constantly hold money over this girl's head so that he could get all the sex he wanted out of the relationship. It was creepy and weird, and everybody that watched that understood that, except for Kim, because she herself is someone that tries to buy someone's love and affection. I started off as a fan, then I became a super fan, then I became a friend, then I became potential. When she's saying potential, she's referring to potential girlfriend. She got him a MacBook Pro and a PS5 to earn the title potential girlfriend. Usman cheated on Kim throughout their entire relationship. Then he got exposed at their tell-all for trying to get back together with his ex-girlfriend Zara, who he wrote a song about.
Usman was in a relationship with Zara when we started talking.
Talk about a Taylor Swift moment. I'm a fan ever since I heard that song White Horse, but the problem with Taylor Swift is she writes a song about every ex and it's always the guy's fault. Like, maybe it's her. In the last season Kim was on, she told the audience that her husband cheated on her, which is why she's having this midlife crisis, and instead of buying a Harley like a normal midlife crisis, she wants to date a guy from Africa that has been on the show before, tried to use another old lady. And the trippiest part about Kim is that if you close your eyes and hear her talk, she sounds just like baby girl Lisa.
And then at the tell-all, when I found out about the video chat with Usman and Zara, that hurt me more than you could ever know.
Their relationship seems like a transactional relationship because Usman gets to come to America and get better opportunities music-wise in the States, whereas Kim gets a social media career from being on the show, so they both have something to gain from being in this relationship.
I had to like jump through hoops to make this man my boyfriend, but guess what? Hashtag I won.
Hashtag cringe. I can't believe she just threw up a hashtag. Is that what the cool moms are doing these days? They then play the iconic clip of Kim throwing a drink in Usman's face when she found out that the song Zara was written about his ex-girlfriend Zara, and history repeats itself because in the trailer for this season of Happily Ever After, we see Kim once again throwing a drink in his face. Strap in, lads, fasten your seatbelt and pretend that their segment is real. It's gonna make it a lot easier to review.
He called me and just kept apologizing and saying he was sorry. And he was like, hey, I miss you. I want to talk to you in person. I want you to come to Nigeria. And then I really thought about it and I was like, I love this man. Like, I want to find out what our future holds.
Kimberly is so free. It only took a couple apologies and he's got her back on the leash. Kimberly, the gullible gal, went back over there to Nigeria to once again hang out with Usman and meet his family, and I guess when she was over there, he treated her like a queen. Okay, but why do you think he treated you like a queen? You gotta ask yourself, what does this person have to gain from being in a relationship with me? Coming over to America, being on the show for another season, getting to promote his music for a whole other season on the show in front of millions of people because this is one of the most watched shows in America.
100% confident in this relationship with this man. He has proven it to me time and time again. Or as he says, time without number.
Kim has a lot of Eve energy. This situation's so easy to read what's gonna happen. So Usman's gonna come over, use her like a condom and throw her away, and then she's gonna be acting like the victim on social media. I can already see it.
Do y'all notice anything different?
Ooh, I see.
I'm not trying to be mean, maybe it's the light, but I genuinely can't see a difference with her teeth. She got her teeth bleached, and I think that I should get mine bleached as well because I drink a lot of coffee and tea, and I know that stains your teeth. Who cares anyway? Right now, Kim is meeting up with her friends to talk about her relationship with Usman.
The fact that he invited me over there to meet his family really means a lot to me. So I'm gonna propose to him on this trip.
Her friends are shooketh right now. You can actually hear crickets in this room when she said that she was gonna propose to Usman. Kim's the kind of girl that as a dude you can't be nice to because then she's just gonna assume that you're in love with her. And in what universe does it make sense to propose to a dude as a woman because the guy introduced you to his parents? Kim's friends seem real. They're rightfully skeptical about the situation. They ask Kim if she's gonna go over there to live with Usman in Africa, and she's like, no, I'm gonna bring him over on a K1 visa. Clap it up for Kim, guys. Way to look out for the economy. That's just what we need. Another struggling musician in this country. Like, LA doesn't have enough of those. It's never a scientist or somebody that's actually gonna influence the economy that they wanna bring over. It's always a fucking bum.
Obviously, I can't have children. So he would have a second wife that he would have children with. I know it sounds crazy, but like women there, they're like brought up to do this. You know what I mean?
Whoa, what about Kim saying that the women in Nigeria were brought up to be breeders? Way to make them sound like cattle, Kim. Holy shit. They were just brought up that way. Oh my God, that sounded terrible.
Women there, they're like brought up to do this. You know what I mean? I'm the first wife, right? Mm-hmm. You know, like I get all the love, I get all the good stuff.
Whoa, I get all the love and all the good stuff and the other girls are treated like absolute dog shit? What are we watching? And they have to be pregnant and they don't get any love and support as pregnant women? And they're supposed to be your sister wives? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. What happened to women supporting women? You know, it's women like Kim that are the problem because they don't get mad at the dude for cheating. They get mad at the girl the dude cheated with.
I'm the first wife, right? Mm-hmm. You know, like I get all the love, I get all the good stuff.
Also for Kim, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but there's a difference between the first wife and the favorite wife. What's that saying? Ignorance is bliss. What would I expect from Kim? Because when we first met Kim, she actually compared Usman to a young Michael Jackson. I wish I was making this up. Let's look up Michael's accomplishments right now. Jackson's career was rewarded with 13 Grammy Awards, as well as Grammy Legend Award, Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award, 6 Brit Awards, 5 Billboard Music Awards, and 24 American Music Awards. You ever heard of ABC, bitch? Michael Jackson had more talent in his big toe at age 5 when he was the lead singer of the Jackson 5 than Usman had in his entire body, and it is insulting and beyond delusional that you would say something so ignorant. You know what Kim is? I just thought about it. She's Stan. You know that song by Eminem? She's an obsessed fan that finally got the attention of the person that she's putting on a pedestal and going on the show with. So I'm just gonna refer to her as Stan from now on.
I get to travel. I still get to do me. Like I still do get to be Kim. I would just be married to him, right?
So these other women don't get to be themselves? Like, I'm genuinely trying to follow this dumbass logic that she has. As a sister, why would you want a fellow woman to not be loved in the same way that you are loved by your husband that you share when they're pregnant and they're giving birth to children that you yourself should probably want to be like a stepmother figure, right? Or at least be involved in the kids' lives. Like, I don't know why they're treated as lesser than. Is it because they're Nigerian, or is it because they're not the first wife like you are? Like I said earlier, Kim got upset when she found out that Zara was written about a girl and she threw a drink in Usman's face. So you expect us to believe that the same girl that did that is going to be cool with her man sticking his dick in another girl? Huh? If they go through with this, Usman's going to be playing a very dangerous game because she seems like the kind of girl that would say she's cool with it and then get jealous in the middle of the night and stab him.
He gets that K1. Does he get to bring those kids over
No.
with him?
Why not?
They're not going to come live with
But
me.
why wouldn't he
But
want
why
those?
wouldn't he
my
want
son.
his kids here?
Because that's just not how it is there. Like, I've read the Islamic law.
Who are you? Like, what?
Kim has really bad reading comprehension, so I'm going to try and break this down in a way she'll understand. So in the Quran, it says that you can have multiple wives, but all the wives have to be treated justly. So from justly, we can interpret that all the women have to be treated the same with respect, and the man has to provide after all the women equally. So just because you're the first wife doesn't mean that you're going to live a better life than the other wives, and it also doesn't give you the justification to treat them lesser than, Kim. Now, are there going to be benefits to being the first wife? Absolutely. What those benefits are going to be, who knows, right? You only know what Usman is communicating to you and what your delusional brain allows you to think about the situation.
Like, I think you're moving too fast.
I know you're entitled to your opinion, just like you're entitled to yours. You know what I mean?
Appreciate
But I'm
that.
entitled to live my life, too.
From the way you're talking about this, Kim, it's a big yikes, and it makes you come across as a woman that hates other women, and I don't think that that was really your intention, but I think you're just so delusional about this relationship with Usman, and I feel like you shouldn't agree to his demands. If you're not comfortable sharing him with other women, then just don't agree. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments, but I really don't like what Kim said about Usman having children with his potential second wife.
Does he get to bring those kids over
No.
with him?
Why not?
They're not going to come live with
But
me.
why wouldn't he
But
want
why
those?
wouldn't he
my
want
son.
his kids here?
This right here seems like Wicked Witch energy. It's not the kid's fault. And I know that this is a hypothetical situation, but it just goes to show that Kim is not mentally prepared to be in an open marriage, so she shouldn't be in one.
I'm not a perfect person, right? But I feel like I'm interrogated in a way.
Stan, you're trolling. If you don't want to hear your friend's feedback about your relationship, then why did you invite them out to talk about your relationship in the first place? You talked about yourself and your relationship this entire conversation, which is rude. You didn't ask them about their relationship or what they got going on. They took time out of their busy lives to be there for you while you're cringe on the show and try to support you and tell you the truth and be good friends, actually. And instead, you dismiss their opinions and try to lash out at them. Kim proceeds to act like a baby and says, I would never ask you those kinds of questions, and now we're talking about the second wife? Shit. Can I walk away, please? Next up, we see Andre and Elizabeth hitting tennis balls with their daughter. I'm gonna cover them in the next video because they were boring in this one. The things I would do to get that garlicky nan bread. Oh my God. Sumit then informs the audience that today is a very special day because he is telling his parents that he married Jenny behind their back. This right here is going to be an absolute shit show, and I'm positively living for it.
It's time that they came and how mean your mom was to me, and that was just so hard.
Jenny's really fearful of confrontation with Summit's mother because in the past she's talked a lot of shit both behind her back and directly to her face. You like a kid younger than your daughter. Shame, shame, shame. That's the clip that they played, but she said a lot worse things to Jenny in the past.
I know my parents. If you say anything, they will...
If I say anything?
Yeah, as they don't like you.
Summit's like, hey, Jenny, can't wait to break the news to my parents that we got married behind their back, and by the way, you can't talk. Many fans think that Sumit secretly gets off disrespecting his woman, Jenny, and we can really see that by how when his mom put her to work in the kitchen, Sumit just stood around and watched. This scene felt like a 90-day spinoff of Cinderella if Cinderella was about 100 years old, but yeah, Sumit didn't help her at all. He didn't even say, you know, complimentary things like, you're doing great, sweetie, or encourage her. He actually just pointed out when she missed a spot cleaning. Throughout their relationship, Sumit has expected Jenny to baby him, much like his mother, which is why I think he has this old lady fetish. Jenny asked Sumit what we're all thinking. Why would you even want her to be there if she's not allowed to speak? And Sumit says, for me, to support me. Sumit, you finally married Jenny, but you have to act like an actual husband, man. You gotta give her a heads up before the toxic in-laws are coming over, and also you gotta be more of a team player, but we're gonna see how this conversation ends up going with his parents. Come back to Kim. She says, I don't feel good about this situation. These are supposed to be my friends. I don't know why they're interrogating me. Stan's beyond delusional. My friends would have said way worse things to me, things that I can't actually say on camera. I feel like her friends were really tame about the situation. Plus, she asked for their opinion on the matter. So if you don't want to get upset, don't ask for your friend's opinion. Kim's friend then says something really funny. The minute Kim doesn't hear what she wants to hear, she throws a fit. That's ridiculous. My 2-year-old doesn't do that. Accurate. Her friend goes on to drop wisdom and say that Kim isn't very confident in her relationship, which is why she's lashing out, and I agree.
Now you guys are 100% committed, fully. So like going into this, and you guys are solely committed to each other.
100%.
Nah, a couple weeks ago, DMs were leaked of Usman trying to send other girls, so that's not true. Also, this dude treats you like a fan, is a whole continent away. You don't think he's sucking and fucking in Africa?
How do you know?
I just know. 100%. I just know.
This right here is exactly why you shouldn't let fans on the show. This was a casting director brain fart moment, especially with all the hundreds, if not thousands of couples that are legitimate that applied to be on the show. Sumit gave Jenny 1 day's notice that his parents are gonna come over and they're gonna tell them the news that they got married without talking to them about it first. Summit's family walks in, Jenny brings out some chai tea, and she's a little bit sweaty because she spent the entire day cleaning the house because Summit's mother is so critical of everything that this girl does, so she really wants to impress her. When Jenny admits that she's a little bit hot from being in the kitchen, Summit's mother mocks her and fat shames her. Summit's mom says, look how fat her arms are. Bruh, you're fat. Like, what the fuck? Oh wow, nothing like getting fat shamed by your mother-in-law who's also fat. It's such puss energy to insult somebody in another language and mock them or make fun of their physical appearance. And if we're really gonna be technical about it, I think Jenny has slimmer arms than Summit's mother. She's just covering them up more, so stop drinking all that haterade, you hater.
So
it's really awkward in this room right now because Jenny was told previously that she's not allowed to talk, but Sumit isn't talking, so she tries to make small talk, but his family doesn't want to talk to her, and they're just thinking, Sumit, why did you summon us?
remember the last time you guys were here?
Yeah.
And we went and had that nice talk in the park?
Yes, yes, yes.
Well, what happened with that? Like, nothing ever became of it. I never saw you guys again after that.
I think Summit's parents love the drama just as much as the audience does, and that's why they're there. They constantly want to test Jenny, and I don't think that they ever want to be Jenny's friend or ever welcome her into their family. They are always going to believe that Summit can do better than Jenny. The trippy thing is, at first, you can think that Summit can do better than Jenny, but when you watch them, you realize that Jenny has better character than Summit does. Summit constantly plays in between his parents and Jenny, and I think that he thinks that his parents are going to outlive Jenny, which is why he does that. So he has that safety blanket of his parents that he's been used to and been accustomed to his entire life.
What I understood was that you guys were accepting me and that you loved me.
कि आप भी एक उसको एक्सेप्ट कर लिए थे, आपने भी एक्सेप्ट कर लिया.
And that you weren't going to stop us if we wanted to marry, that you weren't going to stop us.
No, that's not what happened. Even if you're a 90-day fiancé casual and you just watch the highlight clips on YouTube, you would know that his parents have never said that they give their blessing to Jenny and Summit getting married. It's never happened. It's never going to happen. This is the reality of the situation. Jenny, a lot of times, likes to live in her delusional fantasy, or if somebody says something complimentary, she's like, oh, that person loves me. No, not the case. You know, that person could just be being fake and trying to stroke your ego. The problem with Jenny is that she's not good at reading people. Like I said earlier, Summit's mother goes on to explain that she will never bless this marriage, and her husband will never be happy with Summit marrying Jenny. Yo, guys, that is so cold. I mean, Jenny's put in like 8 years. She sacrificed her finances, a lot of her life to come over and build this life with Summit. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments, but I feel like as a mother, even if you don't approve of the woman that your son is going to be with, you should still want your kid to be happy. And if he's happy with her, then why wouldn't you bless this marriage after all this time? You've been on the show for like, what, 4 seasons, 5 seasons? And she's put in 8 years of work trying to prioritize Summit and his needs and make him better. Why wouldn't you want that? But I think we know the answer, and that answer is because of what other people think in their community.
तू कर भी करेगा ना शादी, मरते दम तक नहीं कह सकती मैं कि तू शादी कर ले इससे.
और आपने बोला था कि भैया हम नहीं आएंगे.
दिखा मेरे को अभी, सबूत दिखा मेरे को, अभी दिखा.
फिर आपको बताओ मैं तो शादी भी कर चुका हूँ.
The cat's out of the bag, you guys. He told his mother that he married Jenny, and Summit's mother goes on to say to him, don't ever show your face in front of me. If you come to my house, I will cuss you out and I will throw you out. He might get disowned from his family, you guys. This is breaking news. It's especially funny because when his mom says this to him, Summit reverts to when he was a child, and he's like, why? Why, mommy? Why won't you be my mommy anymore? His dad's trying to tell the mom to talk peacefully, and I think out of the two of them, the mother is the more toxic one than the father. The father actually seems more cool, calm, and collected. How could he do this? How could he get married? How could he do this? The situation is especially funny to me because earlier throughout this entire episode, Summit was telling Jenny that it's gonna be fine. My parents are gonna be accepting, and they're gonna understand that we love each other. At this moment on the show, Stan is really making the rounds to tell everybody about her plans to propose to Usman. So let's look at that conversation that she has with her mother and her son, because she decides to tell them the good news.
If it already makes you happy with how things are, then why do you want to push it and get married?
The marriage part is because I love him and I want to show him that I love him, just like he's shown me.
Oh, that made sense, actually. Like when he showed you he loved you by cheating on you throughout your entire relationship and then also talking to his ex Zara behind your back. Now, the good news is her son Jamal gives her really good advice and seems like a rational human being.
I've never seen Kimberly so in love with anybody like she is with Usman, unless maybe it was back when she was in high school.
Hey, snaps for the mom. I like that she called him Usman and not Usman. I think that that's funny. I think of Ivan Ooze from the Power Ranger movie. I am so old. Wow. Yeah, speaking of high school, that's what this feels like, a one-sided infatuation.
I just don't think y'all need to get married in order for you to show your love to him. Because you could just go visit him.
I want your support so bad.
Something I really don't like about Kim as a viewer is that she gets defensive so easily with the people that are trying to look out for her best interests and genuinely love her. Like, they're telling her the truth. She has actually a good circle of friends and family that try to give her good advice, but she doesn't listen.
Unfortunately, I can't bring him here so you can see what a wonderful guy this is.
So you can see what a wonderful guy he is. If you're constantly trying to sell your friends and family on how wonderful your partner is, they're probably not that wonderful.
And in order to do that, we have to be engaged to get him here.
So he needs a visa to get here.
So, I mean,
And
okay.
if y'all get married, he'll have one. It's like a light bulb just went off.
Jamal, I'm happy you're having the light bulb moment. We've had the light bulb moment for a long time. He's already been on the show trying to get to the United States with baby girl Lisa. This isn't the first old lady that he's tried to finesse.
So you think he's just with me for that?
100%. If you weren't an American citizen, he wouldn't be with you. Just like Mohamed would have never been with Eve if she wasn't an American citizen.
So you think he's just with me for that?
I didn't say that out loud.
But you just said a light bulb went off. And it's not just like he's like scamming me to get the K1. I'm the one that brought the K1 up. I brought it up to him.
You're so free and easy to mentally invade. Just because you brought it up doesn't mean anything. Like, what if he put you in a position to where the only way out was the K1 visa, which is what is happening right now? Because you don't want to go live in Africa.
Do you think I'm dumb?
I feel so bad for Jamal. His mom is so cringe, and he has to actually act like the adult in this relationship. Like, this would be so annoying if your mom is like a giddy little teenager constantly talking about the next toxic dude or toxic relationship she's in, and then you have to be the rational human being and the adult in the situation. If anything, that should be her responsibility, but she's not doing that.
I just don't think you should rush over there and propose to him.
But I feel like in my heart, this is what I want to do. And who knows, maybe he'll propose to me first. I mean, I don't know. I'm going to meet his mom. I have to get her blessing. That's just the way it's done in his culture, you know?
It's kind of crazy.
Parents like him really annoy me because you should be a role model for your child. It's a shitty thing to do to Jamal, Mom, because instead of giving him a strong male role model, you're giving him Usman, a failed rapper that's trying to finesse you and get a green card and stay in this country.
But you know, like, he loves me.
What does he do to show that?
Because I just being with him, like just the way he is with me.
Yeah, clap it up for Jamal asking the right questions. What does he do to show you that he loves you? Notice how she answers with just being with him, because he doesn't do anything to show her that he loves her. Kim's son goes on to explain to the audience that Usman is an entertainer and he knows what to say in order to get people on his side, and he's very worried about his mother because she is gullible.
I want to live my life the way I think I should live my life without judgment from other people. So if I want to go and marry this dude, then that's on me.
Well, then why are you asking for everybody else's opinion? It's incredibly exhausting to watch you because you ask for everyone's opinion. You want their validation so fucking bad. But when you hear their constructive criticism and their brutal honesty, you get all defensive and act like a little bitch. I'm going to be making update videos about this couple and all the couples on the show. Let me know what you guys think about today's video. Comment below, subscribe. Let's be friends. Follow me on Twitch and on Instagram right now.